Greetings, subscribers! Everyone loves Grogu. Even if you've never seen The Mandalorian, you know who he is and you love him. Throughout Season 1, his story was a mystery, other than that he's a baby of the same species as Yoda, and he's strong in the Force. Note that when I say he's a baby, he's actually about 50 years old, but this species ages differently than most. Anyway, in Season 2, Ahsoka Tano introduced a tiny bit more about this character's story. His name is Grogu, and he was a baby in the Jedi Temple, ready to train and become a Jedi. But just as Palpatine executed Order 66, someone, unknown who, took him away to rescue him. Now, today I'm not here to tell you any official news, I'm just here to state my fan speculation and put it on record. You may say I'm just a fan with no inside tips, and that's true. But I would just like to point out, on September 9th of 2016, that's 3 years before Rise of Skywalker was released, I posted a video on YouTube which accurately predicted that, spoiler alert, Rey is the granddaughter of Palpatine. As far as I know, that was only the second video on all of YouTube to make such a prediction. And the other video that came before mine thought Rey would turn to the dark side, which obviously did not happen. By the way, that video of mine still has just over 3,000 views, and frankly, I think it deserves more. Anyway, the most common fan speculation is that Grogu is the son of Yoda and Yaddle. Personally, I don't think that's the case. I think Grogu is a clone of Yoda. Now, I'll elaborate on my reasons in just a moment, but real quick, for anyone not familiar with Yaddle, she is a female Jedi of the same species as Yoda, who can be seen in The Phantom Menace. You have about as much chance of spotting her on your own as you do spotting E.T. in that movie. But he's there. Anyway, my reasons for thinking Grogu is a clone is just trying to look at what seems like simple logic to me. The prequels were all about how a Jedi is not supposed to fall in love and be in a relationship. Even if there have been a few Jedi exceptions here and there, I still highly doubt the writers would make that exception with Yoda. And if they had to make that exception with Yoda, I think they'd much more likely show him in a relationship with a member of his species who is not a Jedi. Saying one Jedi falls in love would be enough of a stretch, but two Jedi falling in love with each other? That's just too much of a stretch. And what about the fan theory that it's just another random member of the species? My feeling is, we've only seen 3 members of this species, and all of them have been strong with the Force. This entire species can't all be that way. If they were, why not just make every member of the species a Jedi? Why should any other species in the galaxy be a Jedi? I don't know how many or few members a species has, but plain and simple, they can't all be so strong with the Force. And having Grogu be a clone of Yoda, just as powerful with the Force as Yoda, seems like the most logical story to me. And may I remind you, The Mandalorian has brought back the character of Boba Fett, who, as we know from the prequels, is a clone of Jango Fett, simply given to Jango as a son. And I did not read the book based on Rise of Skywalker, but I'm told it elaborates on a lot of details, which I assume were part of the original script. One of those ideas is while Rey has been called the granddaughter of Palpatine, that's not 100% true. She is the daughter of a clone of Palpatine. Her father, the clone, was unable to use the Force. And since there's no word for that relation, they just called her the granddaughter. I'm also told the Palpatine we saw in Rise of Skywalker was yet another clone of the original Palpatine who could use the Force. So my point is, ever since Disney got the rights to Star Wars, they've been thinking a lot about clones as they write new Star Wars stories. And I believe Grogu is just another example of that. But I don't pretend to know everything. While I do give myself credit for accurately predicting Rey's story, I'll also acknowledge that on July 13th of 2019, I posted a YouTube video called Ghostbusters 3 Mystery Solved with a question mark, in which I stated my fan theory on that. And since then, a trailer for the movie, which is titled Ghostbusters Afterlife, has been released. And anyone who knows anything about the Ghostbusters would agree that that trailer all but confirms my original theory was wrong. And I admit it. So anyway, this is just my fan prediction with my reasons explained. Only time will tell how accurate I am. But I just think it's fun to have YouTube keep a record of what I'm thinking at this moment in time, so later I can see just how close or far off I am. And as always, I'd like to hear some feedback from you viewers. What do you think of this theory? Do you agree with it? Partially agree? Or have a completely different theory? Would you enjoy seeing this story? Please leave it all in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more of my videos, then please hit that like button, hit subscribe, and hit the bell. I would love to have you. Thank you.